Alright, let's get the stream started. Today, we are going to be testing our Ogdoadics. I wanted to try something a little different. As you can see, the list in the bottom left is a bit unusual. I'm going to pop back in and make sure that's the up-to-date deck list. It is. Today, I'm going to start practicing for the regional. So that means I'm going to be queuing up for best of threes, and I'm going to be asking people to bring meta decks. We'll see if that happens, but Hey! Thanks for coming, HFS. I know it's a weird time of day, but I appreciate you popping in. Hey! Thanks for coming, HFS. Sorry, just realized the audio was duplicating. Might be. Alright, get into our first duel. But yeah, we're going to hopefully be going for full matches, full best of threes. It's only 4 p.m. Well, it's a good time of day then. Let's see what we got. We open with no hand traps. We only run 6. We are playing 3 Ash, 3 Droll. The reason for those are Droll is an auto win against the decks it's good against, and it's fine against a lot of other decks. And Ash is just the highest impact. We don't speak Portuguese. So that's why we're playing the numbers of those we are. So, we're up against heroes. So, would Droll have been good here? They add the mask change. We Droll. Yeah, Droll's good against hero. I don't know if this counts as meta, but I'm not. Yo, Codename, thanks for coming out. Yeah, I know some people in the Discord were saying it was a weird time for them. I'm sorry about that. It's just, this is my half day. So I had some time. I thought I wanted to stream in the morning, you know? Get some practice in. I ordered 3 Keshtira Fenrir last night. That hurt. That was $60. A little more with tax, but I don't know. I think it'll pay out. I'm really hoping it will. If it doesn't, I'm going to be very sad. I'm a little worried that we're not able to play into whatever they're gonna make. If they end on the plasma, let's look that up. Destiny Hero Plasma. I'm worried that whatever they set up, this hand doesn't do it. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Once return. Okay, so we can still special summon. So what I'm thinking is, worst case scenario, we could go for, you normally stream at 12 p.m. for you. Okay. Yeah, I usually stream, so the Saturday streams, I usually stream in the afternoon for me, or I will stream on like Friday nights and stuff, like weeknights, that'll be after work, so that'll be my evenings. Me just trying to get more time streaming in, because I like streaming. It's good for the channel, and it's a lot of fun to play and talk to chat. So they ended on this. This is not what I thought it was gonna be. We have the virus in hand. I think we prioritize the fossil dig. We also have the daybreak. So I think what we do here is we snake rain, drop the Naya. We could drop the talent, but if they have interruption, talent is great here. It lets us draw more cards or rip their hand. Let's go this. Let's assume they have interruption, because that's what they should have. They don't, which is good for us, but that's weird. So we'll go 1, 2. If we leave this in our deck, we can set up a savage play. So let's go like this. We'll go for the search on the Leos. We are playing 3 Fossil Dig in this list. I cut down some stuff. I took out the Monster Reborn, and I added in 2 Prosp. The reason for that was I wanted to try a more consistent version. I don't want a brick. That's what this last weekend of locals taught me, is bricking hurts so bad. Obviously, we all know bricking sucks, right? But it was literally losing me every single duel of the day, and so I just can't afford to be having that. We won't make them dinos. We won't summon Nephilibus. We will use our Misk. Summon that Archosaur. Archosaur here is going to search our Coatl, by the way. And that's how I know we can set up for that Savage play. That's why we run the Coatl. I know there was some chat in the Discord yesterday about garnets and bricks, but I think if you aren't running a certain number of garnets, a certain number of cards that you plan to search instead of just hard draw, I feel like you're missing something, because I don't think you need to run a ton. I'd probably run too many. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game about searching, and so if you're not going to lean into searching, you're actively choosing not to participate in one of the most powerful facets of the game, which is just tutoring out stuff and fixing your hand. That Snake Rain going off feels really good. I'm always happy to see it resolve. It just doesn't always happen. So, let's see. I also cut down the Water Lily to 2. That was just because I don't want to see 2 of them in my opener. Having 3 of them makes that more likely. And 2 is still a good number for grind. I don't think they understand what I'm saying, but I'll say it anyway. Maybe they know English and I don't know Portuguese, so it's a one-way street instead of a no-way. I think they're confused by the curse prompt. I bet it comes up as question mark, question mark, question mark, or something dumb like that. Otherwise, our hand is pretty good here. If this card leaves the field, destroy monsters your opponent controls. This talent kind of rotting so far. Also, thinking ahead, looking at our prosp targets. There we go. We are going to pick up the Water Lily here as well, meaning we have even more extension than I had initially thought. We should set up a negate pretty soon if we can. Although, maybe it's better to just play to the Slicer Lock. If they nib us, then we go with the follow-up play. I like that. Okay, they scoop. That's game 1. Into game 2, we're going to be going first. That means I think we side out our Fenrir's going first, huh? Talent. I actually still think I like Droll. Let's see. Maybe we just keep the Fenrir, actually. Yeah, we don't have a lot of good going first cards. We could even just keep the Ash. I think we do. Yeah. I don't think we change anything for siding here. We could... No. No, we're going second. I'm dumb. Yeah, we're going second. So, if that's the case... Going second, we definitely want to see the Droll. The talent was kind of tough. Let's cut that. Let's cut this. And we'll go 1, 2, 3... What am I doing? We want to see prosp. Sorry, I'm not used to side decking with this list. Yeah. Let's go for that. We got lots of draw. We have a lot of ways to reach our side deck cards, even though we didn't side in a ton. Let's see what they got. If we go Prosperity, I'm thinking the cards we banish are Dolka, Dweller. Oh. I wonder what happened there. Oh well. We'll call that a win. I feel that we could have taken that even if they didn't scoop. So, yeah. Dolka, Dweller, probably Dugaris. I guess it really depends on what we're doing. The Echidna can probably go. His hand is pretty good. Let's see. Go for the Fossil Dig. Good. Uninterrupted. Go for the Leos. Yeah, I thought about cutting the Fossil Digs, but I just like the consistency so much. Leos. Uninterrupted. Good. Set that Singularity. This is kind of a weird hand because we have both our Naya search targets, but that's not the end of the world. Just means we have a bit of card advantage from that Naya. Let's go for the Misk. This is not a bad Ash target. Hitting the Misk is never going to be terrible because it's far more vulnerable than the rest of the Dino play, since obviously Misk makes the Dinos on board immune, unaffected by activated effects. Go for that Naya. This hand was pretty fragile. We didn't have a whole lot to defend ourselves, so we're just getting kind of lucky that they don't have any hand traps here. They could have like a nib or something, and that would definitely hurt, but we'll still play through it to the best of our ability. Good, we get that Water Lily search. But this is part of why I wanted to try cutting down on the Water Lily. I do like having 4. 4 is very funny and very high impact, but I think we want to have a more conservative game plan. We want to be more consistent than max output, maybe. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we use Echidna here, we can put an extra reptile in the graveyard. So we go 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2. Let's do that. That way our Lily is live. So we'll go into the Slicer. I really like that we've got the Singularity all ready to go. We don't have to rely on the Daybreak Mill. Now with the Daybreak, we can put back our Naya. This will let us send our Nephilibus, I'm thinking. And now we should have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this puts us to 5. We can make our Shock Trooper. We should do that. And then we'll probably just end on a Masquerena here. Kind of depends, I guess. I have to see what else I want to do. So if we send the Night Sword... If we send the Night Sword, we can res the Nephilibus. The Nephilibus can res... The Nephilibus having a playset of Fenrir is sick. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna be really sad if A, they don't come in time. That would just suck. Or maybe we just set up an Ogdoadic in case they deal with... I don't love it, but... Actually, no, let's go Night Sword. Let's go Night Sword, because we'll summon the Nephilibus. We'll res the Night Sword. We'll go Link 4 into Apollosa. And then we'll res our Slicer. Here it is. This is the play I want. This is the play I want. If we had one more material, if only. Set that Planet Pollutant. That's a killer turn 1. We've got 1, 2. Yeah. This is a great starting board. But yeah, just seeing dragons results, you know, playing against Fenrir all the time. It's a crazy powerful card, so I'm hoping that having such a high impact monster in my deck, because it's basically a boss monster on its own. Here we've got the Nephilibus still set up as well. We can keep playing with it, which is so nice. We have 2 cards in hand. We have the Droll, so we can actually use that before anything else. We're going to save the Leos for hitting things that actually break our board apart. We get that Droll off. They're not going to be adding any more cards to hand. I don't know that they were necessarily going to do that, but we have the Droll. We don't really need it. You can place one other, spec this card from your hand, then send the top 2 cards of the deck to the graveyard. Sure. Yeah, Appo's really good here because this protects us from grave effects that would try to pop our monsters. Can't do anything about that. He gets you a body, an interruption, discard fodder. Yeah, no, it's crazy. The one thing I'm worried about is I have to think really hard when I'm using Fenrir right away. It may not be worth actually using the Fenrir effect right on summon because of the presence of cards like Droll. Because if we use a Fenrir to search a Fenrir and we get Drolled, our turn is super dead now. We are just not playing the game. So I want to keep that in mind because we don't actually need that extra Fenrir. We only care about just drawing the one. The extra one is nice, but Fenrir on his own is a beast. Fenrir is a boss monster, which is, I think, part of the problem of the card, right? They pass it to us. Now, 3. We need one more Reptile Engrave to get maximum greed, but I don't think we need to do that. We have the curse. If we... I was going to say if we send Anaya, we could use the curse to grab a back row, but we have all our back row, so... Instead, I think what we'll do is... If we grab... I wonder if we don't need the Apo here, and if we could just go for... No, but this requires 3 monsters. Let's just go to the battle phase and see what opponent has for us. Because if their back row breaks us up, we can recover a little bit using the Nephilibus and build our link board back up. Negate the effects to the end of this turn. I'd actually be totally fine with with Lars emptying out materials here. If we use our full Lars on our own turn, the Mega Corella is so valuable. So, they targeted the wrong thing. They didn't target Apo. I'm tempted to just let that through, but we're not going to because we can get that reload. There's even an argument for using both Lars charges there, but I'd rather hold for max value. So this card is going to let them try to draw cards. I think we can Apollosa that. Go in with our next lowest attack points just to increase our damage. And we go in for 51. Here, the Apo is a little less valuable because it is now a bit weaker. If we pulled out the Mega Corella, summoned... Oh, yeah, we could do res this. Yeah, let's do that. Res this. Effect of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Send the Slicer. Send the Ash. We're going to summon out from our deck a Leos. With that Leos, we are then going to send this, and we are going to make 2 monsters on the field, level 4 dinos. We're going to make a Dolka. We could have made an Abyss Dweller there. That would have been kind of cool too, but I don't think we need to. And we're going to send a Reptile name. Let's get our Ogdoadic to the grave, and now we're going to bring back... Yep, we were going to bring back that Slicer. Clean. And they left. Really good duel. That was cool. It was obviously against Lightsworn, so it's a lower power deck, but the Droll did work there. It stopped them from playing the rest of their turn, from accessing the rest of their cards. They probably couldn't even activate a lot of those cards then. We aren't hitting the Fenrirs. We are hitting the Fossil Digs and Leos, though, which is why we play so many of them. I'm also tempted to try to bring the Venomanaga list to locals this weekend. I'm a little nervous because I don't want to go 2 weeks in a row going 0-3, but I feel like the Venomanaga deck, if I hone it down a little bit, could do very well, actually. Should have gone paper. Well, it's good because we'll lose dice rolls sometimes. Ugh, this is a stinky hand. Orchest. You can send one Orcust from your deck to the grave. I wonder if we let this through and then block one of the banish to search or summon things. Because this does cards from deck to grave. I think we just stop them entirely. I don't think we want them doing any of that. Now we see if they have the talent to punish. Making a token, so we can still go for the Galatea. Because Girsu is a solid card. I went up against Horus. Oh, interesting. Oh, they're on Mech Knight, not on Orcust. Or maybe they're just on 2019 lore deck. Red Moon. No, especially someone won Mech Knight. Yeah, this is a Mech Knight card. Mech Knights are cool. Purple Nightfall specifically has such a cool art. Let's see if it's still got... I'm sure it doesn't cost anything, but... Yeah, it's a $1 card. What's the... I wonder what I'm thinking of. Is it the blue guy? Is he a little higher? No. Maze Memories reprints. So these guys did just get reprinted, but... That's really cool. I like that they play with the board, with positioning. That was a good idea for the advent of links to introduce cards that also care about the board position, and not just link monsters. I wouldn't mind more cards that care more about the game as a board game at large. You have a big Link 3. Holy crap. If this card points to no monsters, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. You can send one other card you control in this card's column to the graveyard, spec one Mech Knight from your deck and defense. So we just can't interact with this. Quick effect. You can target one Mech Knight you control, banish it until the standby, and if you do, add one Mech Knight from deck to your hands. That's card advantage. And quick effect, target one Mech Knight you control, move that monster to another main monster zone. Okay. So, if... Let's go for... I'm just trying to... Well, we do have the called by, so let's just go for... Because if this is one hand trap, we're actually very insulated from that. They have a trap card. You can target one level 5 or higher on the field. It gains until negate any opponent's spell effect that resolves in the same column as a Mech Knight monster. Okay. Are they somehow going to be able to move to my column? That'd be really cool. To another of your main monster zones. So they are going to be able to... Is there an Indigo? No. They are going to be able to move the Indigo here and negate that Fossil Dig. That's pretty cool. When this card is activated, you can target, it can negate any opponent's... Okay. I don't know that they have another way to move a monster. So let's go for that Prosperity. And let's banish 6 here, because we kind of want to dig. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's not so painful. Yes, good, that resolves. So we excavate. 1, 2, bam, 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 bam. I am sad that we can't actually use a Fenrir here, but... I mean, how much can I complain when I get to access a Leos? Just put those on the bottom, doesn't really matter the order. Here we could go... We do care about that. Yep, we do care about that. We are going to hit that droll, because that'll block us from searching out our Slicer Lock. Now, we go for our Leos, and our opponent should be out of interruptions here. The only one I can think of is being able to use that Purple Nightfall to tag out, but... If we go for... I don't see any reason to use this right now is all. We'll hold it for a sec. Actually... Not good. Not good. Send this because we have the Archosaur. So what are we actually going for here? One, two, three. Yeah, that's bad. If we send the Misk, it actually does nothing, so we have to send the Mega Corella. We will target them, if not only, just to scare them. Okay, no interaction. So here we can go... Let's use this... How does this card work? You can target one Mech Knight, move it to another of your main monster zones. It just gets to do that. Brutal. Here we can send a card from our deck to our graveyard. I'm leaning towards sending that Nephilibus. We don't have a good way to deal with that. If we had Echidna, we actually could go in on it, but I got rid of it. We're gonna go ahead and pass here. Until the next standby, huh? Oh man, if this were in our graveyard, we could draw phase the Evo Singularity, get down the Lars before they're able to use this when it returns during the standby. Brutal. I wish I had thought that far ahead. But Mech Knight is a deck I haven't played against in a long time. Sorry about that. Totally forgot to mute when I blew my nose. Sorry. I think we lose here to our opponent's setup, but we'll see. We can still jam out the Nephilibus if they send a card from hand or deck to their graveyard, which I assume... Add Mech Knight monsters, their names from your deck to an equal to number of opponent's cards in this column. 2. Wow. And I'm playing into their columns. So we do get the Nephilibus here. We are going to use it. Summon that in defense mode. Just so we have a defender, really. Let's see. This is tough because they got to set up. We let them set up, so we really are going to have a hard time playing through their board. Got the SP. That's going to be goodbye to our Nephilibus. I think this is us dead. So, something I'm noticing from... Because they ran out of interactions. If this were not in our hand... We don't lose the way we are right now. We would actually have the Slicer Lock ready to go. So, I think that means I have to play 2 Archosaur. I don't think I can afford to play just 1 Archosaur. That feels bad, because I don't want to run bricks, but I think I have to. I think we have to play 2, because breaking like this, every time I draw the Archosaur, I just lose. That's not to say I wouldn't lose I had the Archosaur in deck, we still could have lost this duel, but it wouldn't be going the way it is, that's all. But that's why we're testing like this. I definitely think we need to have the other. We also know... Well, no, we searched after Prosp, so... We still have 3 Fenrir in our deck. We still have another Prosperity. We don't want to use that Prosperity, but if we have to, we can keep the bare minimum in our extra, and that would be the Slicer and the M-Frame. That is not a good draw for us. Singularity is not live. We're Reptile locked, that's right. Yeah. That's GG. We're going to scoop it up in this one, and we're going to go to game 2. So, game 2, we're going to go first. We're going to go first. That means I don't necessarily want the Fenrirs here. I wouldn't mind more consistency, actually. They did have Droll, so talent is something we want to see. They also did set up back row. Let's go... The reason we're cutting the Fenrir is it won't stick around. So let's go... I almost want the Cyclone over the Impermanence. If we're gonna have interruption on our opponent's turn, I would rather have this to break up their columns. Because with this card, if they put down a card to try and then spec a Mech Knight, we can actually pop that. I say pop, we can banish it and stop them. So we open kind of an unfortunate hand, but we have the Prosp and this, so can't really complain, can you? We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They don't really play out of their graveyard. Here we're looking for Fossil Dig, Leos. We're not looking for that. That means they don't have Droll, though. Well, it could mean that. We also can't Ash on their turn. That Snake Rain's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. We'd have to discard too many things, though, so I actually think we can't take the Snake Rain. We could pick up the Droll. Otherwise, if we take the Daybreak, we can actually... Definitely not the Ash, because that's negated next turn as well. If we take the Rain... No, we can't. We have to go... Or if we do, we can't play it, and we want to pick cards we can play. Let's go for the Daybreak here. Can't draw cards for the rest of the turn, which means Dugaris is useless anyway. Let's summon that Mega Corella, because this is, in fact, a starter for us. Not a great one, because it goes down a card in hand, but summon out that Leos. Use that Leos effect. Set that Singularity from deck. The called by was huge there. Use that Leos effect. Send our Miscellaneousaurus. Miscellaneousaurus banishing itself. Banishing 1. Summon out our Archosaur. I've got to be careful that my columns aren't stacked. And we're going to add the Naya to hand. Send that Curse. This also means they're not getting a body, which means they have a little harder time setting up their board, although I don't think having a free Ash is that great for Mech Knight. Res the Naya. We could have fired off the Daybreak there, had they had Interruption. If they hit this with Interruption, that would also not be bad for us. Send that. Get our 4 tokens, and here we have the Slicer Lock. We have the Virus, so we're a card down, effectively, since we're getting the search that we're whiffing, but that's okay. We'll go 1, 2. Here, we also don't have to use the Mega Corella, or get the Mega Corella off of the Daybreak, which is nice. I should not have put that there, but actually we'll be able to use that right away, because we have that. So we have 1, 2... There's really not a point to using this Lily. So we really could have searched the Snake Rain, but at this point we don't want to be going -1 on our next turn, so... The last thing we could do is we could Daybreak, put this back in our deck, and send something. If we did that, I could then... No. Let's not. Let's chill. On draw phase, we're going to tribute off this thing. If they have Ghost Bell, does that stop this? I don't think... No, it doesn't. Do they have an interaction for this? Do they have like a red reboot? What could they be holding? Just a quick play. And we'll go the Singularity. And this will let us put down... Nice. Put down that Evil Czar Lars. And now we are very, very protected against whatever they're trying to do. I was also thinking about Evenly Matched. Evenly would be a very nice card against back row heavy decks. I don't know what just happened. Oh. Right. They chained it, so it got popped. Yeah. Right. Duh. This has been a really fun match so far. They're setting one. They're trying to summon a monster. They're trying to use the Ken. It's not going to get them very far, though, as they'll see. Yikes. Yikes. Alright, close the game client since that won't go away. There we go. That's an embarrassing display for them. Sorry about that, everybody. Alright. Nice, though. We took that. So, just like we were saying, I think the Archosaur being at 1 is too greedy. I think it's too dangerous for us. I am a little worried about going too high in card count, although I don't think 43 is an insane number. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to take a quick break. I just heard my mail come, and I think my secret rare fossil eggs might have come, so I want to see them. So I'll be right back, and then we'll give it another spin, but it's going well so far. All right, we're back. Let's try to fit in the Archosaur. I'm just not sure where it does. Right off the bat, I like having the 2 Prosp. I suppose let's take quick inventory of the 1-card starters in our deck. The cards that get us going on a combo. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 out of 43, that's about 40%. So under half our deck is starter cards. So that means less than every other card is going to be a 1 card. So on average, we're only going to have 1 or 0 to 3 starters. I just wonder if that's enough. I suppose that's where it comes down to deciding whether or not I think we should play a smaller deck size. That matters too. I like the prosperity, actually. I like the talent. Maybe the talent should be at 1. We are going first deck, so if we win the dice roll, we're going to go first. And talent is a little weaker going first, from what I hear. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. It seems about the same. Although I guess going second, you're able to take an opponent's monster, and that's pretty huge. I was also considering Droplet. We don't have quick plays, so it wouldn't be that crazy. But just the ability to pair it with a spell card seems really strong. And we even have trap cards if we wanted to send from hand, though we never really would. Alright, we're going first. And we draw a weird hand. I think we actually start with the prosperity. I think we'd rather resolve the Mega Corella. So we go 1, 2. I think I like the 6 we banish here. I don't know that I need to change those. The Fenrir here actually draws us a card, but doesn't really do anything else since it just searches another Fenrir. I think the Snake Rain is really nice here. Let's go for the Snake Rain. Put the rest of those on the bottom. Bam, 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 bam. The order doesn't matter at all. Now. Oh. Well, that's a shame. That is a shame. Huh. I guess now I'm wondering if prosperity should be a 3 of. The problem is I don't own any prosperity, and I'm a little worried about even getting to order. We're not going to count that one. I don't think that counts as a win. We didn't even get to, they didn't play any cards. I don't even know what they were on, so. We are looking for match practice. We want to get best of 3s. So, this is really nice. We start with the Naya. If they hit this, it's okay, because we have another way to get what we want in the graveyard. Here we can go for the Mega Corella. We can send... I think we have to keep the Ash. I think it'd be too greedy not to. Here we summon our Leos. That Leos is going to attempt to set us an Evo Singularity. It's going to succeed. Here we can send that Misk, go into our usual play. Like clockwork. It's a beautiful thing. Summon out one of 2 Archosaurs now. Protect us from that brick. So we've already used Naya. We could actually go for Nunu, because this will set up a Nephilibus play once we're done with the Slicer lock. And to do that, I think we'll need... No, we should be able to set it up just fine. Then it's a matter of what I want with the Nephilibus. if possible, we want to. If we have enough reptiles right now, we can set up a savage. If we don't, we can still set up a savage. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have enough reptiles. Tribute that curse for cost. You know what's really interesting is if we ever go against something that decreases our levels, it severely limits the daybreak output. Puts us 1 body below, even if curse is 1 level lower than it is originally. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got plenty. We got plenty. We could do the full patootie. We go for this into that Cosmic Slicer, because then we'll get that search. And now in our graveyard, we have enough to use this to send a Night Sword. Res Nephilibus. Nephilibus will res... This is worse, because I did it wrong. I should have gone into Echidna. I forgot my own plan. We're going to res Nephilibus. It's okay. It is dumber and worse, but it's alright. If we res... We haven't used Nephilibus yet. If we go... No. I'm dummy dumb. Can I set up the Savage? We can res with this. No, there's no way to do it. Let's go... We summon this, we go bam, bam. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Can we? No, we can't, but let's go for the Coatl. Yeah, so this was avoidable. I just made a misplay, as is customary. We didn't use Prosp, so we could just do Garrus. But I think I still like the Masquerena. Let's preserve the Nephilibus, just in case it lives. We can summon out that, but that doesn't seem worth it. We can throw that back. Let's save this, because we can actually get a second Night Sword proc on our opponent's turn with that Daybreak. So we'll pass here, and we'll fire off our trap effects. Is there anything that stops this, I wonder? I actually don't know if there's any way for our opponent to stop the Planet Pollutant in the draw phase, if they haven't taken any game actions yet. He is going to be in a weird zone, but that is okay. I like to have my monsters away from the anima zones. Going for a polymerization. I think that's fine. Going to activate the polymerization. Now I don't know about that. I think we do hit that. It seems kind of weird, but I'm afraid of the graveyard effective materials. That's not a card I thought they were going to play. End of main. Passing to us. Use this. Doesn't really matter what we bring back. Let's go for the M-frame just for the highest power body. And let's just go battle phase. I don't really feel like playing with my food. I also don't think there's anything we necessarily have to make here. We could trade our Lars for an Apollosa, but I don't think that's... I don't know. I guess it is more negates, actually. It is more negates. It's not of spells and traps, though. I don't know what that means. I also just realized they're probably doing a roleplay thing, because their name is Joey Wheeler. EK. I'm assuming they're asking why their cards aren't working. But I don't have the words to explain it. This is going to be a very sad best of 3. The Discord. Ah! Hey, Andrea. Thanks for trying to use it. Let me update that. Give me just 1 sec. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. Going second, let's do... Let's do something kind of gross like that. Yeah, let me update the Discord. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I don't know why, but you can't make a permanent Discord link that lasts forever. There is the Discord link in chat, Andrea. Yeah, please feel free to join the Discord. Whenever we go live, we post there. Spec 1, red eyes from your deck. That could just result in a Dragoon. That was also their normal summon. We can ash that. Yeah, whenever we go live, we throw it in the Discord. I know this is kind of a weird time to stream, but I'm happy people were able to catch it, even if it's only a few. We also talk a lot about decks, so if you have an Ogdoadic brew or even just another deck, I've been asking a lot of questions about random budget decks. Been trying to get some friends into going to locals with me, and so the Discord and the chat have been really helpful with that. We've been playing some Fire King. I've been trying some Rescue Ace. So everyone's really supportive on that stuff. That's been really nice. It is very cool running, quote unquote, a Discord where everybody is super chill. You know, we haven't had any issues, so that's been really nice. That's been really fun. But yeah, if you like Ogdoadic, that's definitely the place to be, because that is my one trick. Welcome to the server, Andrea. Welcome, welcome. Summon out an Archosaur. We are not going to chain another card. We're going to pop our Leos, and we're going to grab the Naya, and we're going to go, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. I hope you stick around for as long as you want to. It's always kind of frustrating when you do open the talent, and they just do not feel like activating any effects. They just don't see the point. They just want to be respectful and let you play. Summon out our Naya. Use that Naya effect. Search out the Daybreak. And here we're gonna be able to set up our Slicer Lock. They do have some back row, which is a little scary, but I think we're still best off going for our strongest play, the one that secures the rest of the duel for us. Now, 1, 2. We don't have enough resources to set up anything really cheeky, so we're just going to go for the normal Slicer. We also opened the Mega Corella, so we don't need to, with our Daybreak, send the Mega Corella from deck, which is really nice. What deck do you play, Andrea? Are you an Ogdoadic main, or is this something you just stumbled into? What is your archetype of choice? I think here we're just gonna go battle phase. If we get Mirror Force here, I will not be surprised. We do have the Water Lily. Declares an attack. Target one face-up monster, except take control. If you change the attack, perform damage. Okay. So they're definitely role-playing. You play Ogdo? That's awesome. What build do you play? 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can get that back. We can get that back. Here we're gonna send the Nephilibus. And off of this, we're going to send basically anything. But I think what we'll do is we'll send our Ogdoadic just to clear that brick out of our deck. Lets us summon out the Nephilibus with that Water Lily. And our Nephilibus is going to get us back our M frame, meaning we'll still be able to tribute it for the planet pollutant during the opponent's turn. So it won't be an issue that they wiped it with that magical arm shield. So let's go for the planet pollutant. This will pop their little egg. If they have anything, they're not using it. And we'll go the singularity. Something that happens pretty often is when you do the singularity, people will target your graveyard targets thinking that it'll stop the summon. Do not let them tell you it stops the summon. It doesn't. Know your rulings, because you don't want to lose because somebody... Yeah, that's a game. I mean, do we count that? I don't know how fair that was. They're just trying to role play. I did... Oh, I see. Best of 3, bring... I did have it saying bring meta, because I want people to bring stuff I can practice against 4 regionals, but it seems that they're missing the idea. I want to have matches. I want to play best of 3s. Yikes. Wow, that's really funny. This opener makes me want to... I don't have a build because I'm still trying to have the best competitive one. Okay, yeah, totally. I think this is a shout for it. If not the best, this is the one I'd vote for. We have the Fenrir. The Water Lily doesn't do anything for us. So what I'm thinking here is, if I didn't say it, we have a 7 and a 3. We could run Barone. And then we could have a Barone de Fleur here. If we went Lily to send a reptile, we could send... No, there's just nothing we could send. What's in our... Let me check the deck list really quick. We could just send Nephilibus and then pull it out on their turn. That's really weak, but I think that's all we've got. Let's go for that. Let's hope that the Fenrir and the Ash are just enough to stop their turn. Wow. We can even set this just for a bit of defense. Do you go to locals, Andrea? That's my favorite way to play. That's why we build decks and try them, is I love to take them to locals, try things out. Playing with people is super fun. My local scene is super nice. Dark Beckoning Beast. They're going for... Or one card that lists any of them. You can normal summon 1 fiend in addition. If we let them... If we let this resolve and then wipe it with the Fenrir, I wonder how that works. I'm tempted to let them have this. I think I'm going to, and I'm going to hold the Ash for a higher impact target, I think. They went for the gates, which means they probably... We're going to hit gates with this. Oh, it's Yubel. You can banish the Screaming Grave spec 1. Okay, that's fine too. We want to hit the highest impact target we can with the Fenrir, since we only have the 1 shot with it. And it's only got 24. It's not a huge body. Nightmare Throne. Take 1 fiend from your deck and either add it to your hand or destroy it. They're playing Yubel. I think we want to stop that. And a card was just sent. So we could summon our Nephilibus here. However, if we do that, we can't make another Fenrir should they clear our board and we live. So we're going to wait. They do have the Spirit Gates. They did do the normal summon for the Infernal Grave Squirmer here. They search the Raviel. Really? I don't have many places where I can go to locals near me, so it's a bit difficult, and I have only 1 or 2 friends that play Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, I'm sorry. It's tough. Yeah, I just got one of my close friends into coming to locals. He just came to his first event with me Sunday. We both went 0-3, but it was a lot of fun. He had a good time. He played his deck really well. His opponents were really nice. They were looking out for him. They knew it was his first event. Wow. You hate to see that kind of draw. We're gonna go battle phase. We're gonna attack this. We're gonna use that Fenrir. Discard 1 card, spec 1 fiend monster from your graveyard. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I mostly play at locals. My friends don't really play anymore. We did a lot when we were kids, but just not recently. People get busy. Are they going to fusion summon with our guys here? Because I really don't want them to do that. We're also not taking reflection damage here. What? Can I be destroyed by battle? Also, you taking no battle damage. Let's just kill the Grave Squirmer in that case. Man, this hand. This is so brutal. The Fenrir. Well, we opened 1 Fenrir. Spec it, search the Fenrir, and then top deck another. So that just hurts. So... if you control Yugioh, discard 1 card and send this to a card from your Stone Trap. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster. We're gonna get rid of Eternal Favorite here. It's a trap card, so I think they can try to use it here. Yeah, it's fast, but... so maybe with that in mind, I should have gone for a banish on something else. Before Ogdoadic, I used Crusadia, but I didn't like it because it was the one... it wasn't the one to build... oh, I wasn't the one to build it, and I wanted to play a deck with cards that I liked, so here I am. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think it's really important to play a deck that resonates with you. I don't play Ogdoadic because it's the best, let me tell you that. But it is my favorite. I love reptiles. I have a snake, and so I have a ball python. So being able to play a reptile deck means a lot to me. It's the flavor that I like the most, and so I always want to get the most out of it. And to show people how fun it is, because I want more people testing this deck, brewing with it. I've learned a lot from chat, just doing these streams. This deck is a direct result of the experimentation we've done on stream, and of the 1-card combo that was pointed out to me, which is Leos resulting in a full Slicer lock with the Evolzar Lars, which I think is top-tier Ogdoadic tech. I'm really hoping they clear this Archosaur. If they don't, it's kind of awkward because then I can't jam down the Fenrir. But they also can't kill me using it, so... I shouldn't say that though, because actually they can get into the Grinder Golem. Crusadia is a fun deck though, Andrea. I like that one a lot. Crusadia was one that I almost built many times just because I knew it was a budget option, but I just never did. Because yeah, it's cool, but it just doesn't really... it doesn't pop. That is a great draw. Discard one of those useless Fenrirs. Oh, that's such a good top deck for us. Get our Curse to the grave. I think we want to get our Mega Corellia. We discarded a Lily, yep. Or no, we used a Lily. That's that. Let's go for this. Now we have a turn. We could even hard normal summon the Fenrir coming up here. Normal summoning the Fenrir. helps us get rid of the Nightmare Pain. Or Das Ewig Liebe. I don't know how to say that name, but it's awesome. Yeah. But actually, we don't need to worry about removing. This can't be destroyed by card effects. Also, you're taking the battle damage from battles involving this card. Yeah, we have to remove that Nightmare Pain this turn, I think. Luckily, we have the tool to do so. Fenrir can out basically any card by just going battle phase. So, we're just gonna go the normal, sorry, had to cough. We're gonna go the normal line. We're gonna make the M frame. If we spec this, yo, we're 4-0? We are! To be fair, they're not all super competitive duels we had. Code. Yeah, so the Fenrir, that's a great question, Andrea. The Fenrir, I just slotted in. I am a budget player. I know it doesn't look like it because we have the Fenrir, but this is a budget channel. I just slotted in the Fenrir because just last night I ordered it. If you don't want to play Fenrir, I don't think you need to, but I don't think there is a replacement for this card. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's a card that you can replace. I think you play without it. You play despite not having access to it. So we can talk about that in a little bit here, but the answer is basically no. I don't think there is a budget option. The reason I say that is before we bought the Fenrirs last night, it was seriously last night that I did it. Before I bought the Fenrir, I wasn't trying to substitute it. I just wasn't playing anything in that slot. We're gonna summon out the Mega Corella here. We could go Echidna, but we don't want to. We're gonna go battle phase. Fenrir is going to attack. Oh, it has to attack this, doesn't it? We are going to use its effect, though. And we're going to get rid of that Nightmare Pain. I don't know. Ow. Reading. Reading hard. I think we are going to pass on this. We actually don't want to use Planet Pollutant on this board necessarily. Now we kind of do. Let's actually tribute this. We're going to pop the U-Bell, so it's going to... When this card is destroyed, actually... No, it won't miss timing, will it? If they had one more chain link and they tried to activate another chain link, oh, like that. Yeah, I think they just ruined their own Terror Incarnate summon. They are going to kill Slicer here. And almost me. Let's give this a read. I play against this a lot on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. At the end of the damage step of this battle, the opponent's monster, burn, and if you do, banish that monster. Oh, it's a banish! Right. Right. That is certainly a thing. Go for the Naya. The good news here... We could actually get a couple searches here with the Echidna, which is very funny, but we're not going to do that. We're going to activate this. Oh, we could res a Fenrir. That would be so good. If we res Fenrir here, how many reptiles are in the graveyard? 1, 2. We put 2 in the graveyard. Okay, they scoop. And they left. And they left. Well, It's alright. That was a good duel. We got pretty unlucky with opening the Fenrir's, but also, Fenrir is a pretty good card to open a bunch of. It's just really powerful. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and then we'll keep playing, so if you want to keep hanging, just chill. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks. Alright, sorry about that wait. We are back. We are back. Plenty to play some more duels. Let's go into the next. I really want to get some best of 3 matches with people, but it's hard because I think people get tilted after a loss. That's tough. As far as budget options for Fenrir, Fenrir is really wild because it is both a reactive and offensive card, right? Obviously, everyone knows that, but Fenrir is really good because unlike a card like Dark Ruler, or Droplet or Lightning Storm, it presents damage and defense for you. So I just don't know if there's a card that really does that same job. So here we run into a situation that I was talking about a little bit before, where I'm worried to go for the Fenrir search right away in case they have Droll, because if they Droll that, we're kind of in trouble. But also, we'll just end on a Fenrir. And I just don't know if many people are maining Droll. I think we might be the only one, so let's go for that Fenrir activation. Search a Fenrir. That's another chance for them to Ash as well. I don't know why they would, but it'd be good for us. Good. We don't see that come down. We're going to go for the Snake Rain. We're going to drop the Nunu. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Set up that Mega Corella so that our Leos and our Daybreak don't have to. 4. There's a lot of people with Droll in main. Quiet you. You're just upset because I was maining it. But no, yeah, you're right, Code. People are maining it. Going to the regional, we're maining Droll because I'm expecting a lot of Fire King and a lot of Snake Eyes. You know, a lot of Diabell Star. And I want to be ready for that. Here, the Fenrir is kind of cool actually because it's going to afford us. Well, let me think. Here we can go for the Coatl. I think we can pretty easily set up the... Do we have Nunu Engrave? We do. So that means we have a free Masquerena right here, using that Fenrir. Ah, no it doesn't. It would mean that if I weren't stupid. So we're gonna go here like this instead. Summon out that Naya. If we had... Yeah, that was just a misplay. Ignore me. So here we go. We are still setting up our Slicer Lock. We are still going to end on a very strong board here. We're going to have a lot of interruption for our opponent to play through. So, throw down our tokens. We have a Link Engrave, so we don't have to worry about setting that up for the Coatl. We're going to special the Coatl now, because we have dark tokens on the board. I mean, you say there's a lot of people with Droll in main. We play a lot on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, I've been playing weekly at locals. I'm not seeing it. It just doesn't seem to me a main deck hand trap to me. Here we're going to shuffle back our Naya, and we're going to send the Night Sword Serpent to our graveyard. See, it wasn't a misplay. It wasn't a misplay. I meant to do this. This is what we wanted the whole time. Summon that Savage. Utilizing the mask that we sent earlier. So actually, that's probably just the line that I'll be going for. And we'll pass on that. Into the draw phase of opponent's turn. We're going to tribute off our M-Frame, and we're going to go into our Lars. And we are locked and loaded. I'm really tempted to play the Barone, because again, we opened Ash Fenrir, and that can very easily become an Omni-Negate. And it wouldn't even be the worst thing we'd be doing. I think I've gotten Drolled 8 out of 10. I think I get Drolled 0 out of 10. It really doesn't happen. Like, talking game 1, not all time, but game 1, I just don't get Drolled. Putting that right in defense. Now they're going to start frantically looking around the board, trying to figure out why their monster not work. We have an Omni, we have 2 kind of Omnis, we have an Ash, and none of their monsters can activate their effects on field. This is a very formidable board, and we did it all while preserving 2 cards in hand. And that's thanks to the Fenrir. The Fenrir searched us that other Fenrir, got us that card advantage. So that's just yet another strength of it. I'm pretty stoked. I still feel bad about ordering the Fenrir. It's so expensive. $20 for a card is insane. I don't recommend doing that, but I want to bring Ogdoadic to the regional, and I don't want to get spanked. I want to bring it and do as best as we can. And to do that, I think we're going to have to play some really solid Haymaker cards. I think Fenrir is going to do us a lot of good in going second duels when we lose that coin flip. Let's see. Okay. We've got a card. Fusion someone from your hand or field. That's fine. We're totally fine with that. If they summon out either of the fusion dragons, they obviously can't use them. Albaz and Iris Sword Soul into that guy. I don't think we need to summon Nephilibus. I think we have enough power. We've got the Ash. Even if they wanted to go for the branded fusion, we'd be able to hit it. That's really nice. Fenrir is also kind of a hand trap. Not a hand trap, I shouldn't say that. It's a going second card, though, that doubles as a good going first, which I don't think is true for a lot of other going second cards. That's, again, where part of the power from Fenrir comes from. Me explaining why Fenrir is good. What do you got, opponent? Interruption going first, board breaker going second. Yeah. Yeah. In time, going second, it can even get you lethal. If you just punch in with that 24, that might be enough to take a duel for you in time. It's so aggressive. It can clear back row as well. It's not even just monster removal. Yeah, board breaker for sure. Let's see. What was... They just summoned this because they had no other target, right? That's why they made this. Rigrind the Glory Dragon. Gets rid of floodgates. Yeah, as long as it's not skill drain, yeah. Fenrir clears. Peekaboo goes in rivalry, yeah. Banishing face down, also obviously disgusting. Ripping those resources away from the opponent for the whole duel. Branded Bond is just going to grab them their Albaz back. I don't think I've ever seen Branded Bond. Sometimes people whip out these archetypal cards for archetypes that are very strong, and you see a lot of, you know, when a deck is good, you see a solved version. These are the archetype cards you should play. You forget that they keep printing cards even after the known few are already discovered. That's a surrender. Will we get a match? We're going second. Into branded. I actually think our deck is pretty solid. I also like that about this list. It's pretty solid. Oh, I mean, that's a shame. I guess they're not reading the room notes. I want to be playing matches. But really, this deck list, it's not final, but it's pretty agnostic, first or second, you know? Also, I'm a little tempted to cut the Lily back down to 1. It almost feels like more of a liability than anything at this point, but we'll keep it. Do some more testing. Yeah, we've got roommates. Best of 3 meta, please. But I guess... Oh, oops. We are not at 65 wins. That is not true. We are 6-0. What have we played? We've played... $65-0. It's a pretty good deck, what can I say? We'll go first. There's the Fenrir. So, this sucks. We spec the Fenrir, search a Fenrir. Otherwise, we could go... Let's see if this resolves. We'll try to send the Zoha. We'll attempt to activate Zoha. We'll discard a Fenrir. I think that communicates a certain amount of information about our hand. We'll spec the Fenrir. We won't use it yet. We'll normal the Zoha. I can't believe we're playing this hand. Summon the Nunu. I am literally in shock right now. Go for that King of the Fair Limp search. Hit the Naya. This is ridiculous. Send that Naya. We have the Daybreak. We actually do not care about Droll and Lockbird in this situation. Go for the Fenrir. Rip that third right out of our deck. Tribute this guy. Get out of here. Summon out that Nunu. We're gonna pick up a Water Lily. We already have 3 reptiles in grave. Getting that Curse to grave will be a 4th. Here we can go. I do need to be a little careful. If we go Mask, let's go Mask. Can't use the Curse because obviously the Daybreak's got to hit that. Tribute off that Curse. I am so happy we're playing this hand. I didn't even think it was possible. That was such a bad opener it looked like, but clearly it wasn't. They had no interruption, so that really helps, of course. Let's make the Slicer first. Get that search. So much pulling from our deck. I love a deck that can search. We're back at 4 cards, by the way. Just saying. Use this. Here we're gonna send... If we send the Mega Corella, we can actually set up the... Oh, we actually have to send the Nephilibus, though, if we want to extend from here. We're gonna res a monster. We're gonna res that Nephilibus. Daybreak can get us a body. So we'll go like this. We'll go... You... We could just res the Fenrir. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And then make this guy. Put him here. That's disgusting. We have the Daybreak. We don't even need it. What an insane end from what that hand started with. We don't have any Omnis, but I mean, who needs them? We have a Monster Banish. They can't activate their monster effects. We have a Droll in hand, and we have a Mask on board to tag out our guys. Worst case scenario, we could make a Boral Sword here that's just really hard for them to out. We could make the Goddess. That's gross. That's yucky. But I think it's fine. Our graveyard is set up already. We hate that. You can send this card from hand to grave. Time-Tearing Morganite. You cannot activate monster effects in the hand, so they actually don't run interruptions. Conduct 2 normal summons. Oh, it's Runic. Yeah, you can have a Runic. It's not gonna work though, you know. Why Hugin no work? Set card. Set card. Set card. Yeah, there we go. Runic Stun Snore. Yeah, this isn't the proud Runic that I know. Let's kill the Hugin. This is a bit of a nombo, isn't it? It's just gonna banish itself. Oh, it goes back, because it was destroyed. We are gonna use the Fenrir. We're gonna wipe that. They do... You have the freezing curses? Why? They had the curses. You could have had a fountain. He should play a relevant deck instead, like Ogdoadic Evil. Yeah, that's right. Play a real deck, you coward. What was that? That was so bad. That was so bad. We're gonna summon the Archosaur here. Just so we have another body to tag out with. They 100% could have had a fountain if they just negated the slicer. They didn't draw any cards. They opened this and they just did it wrong because they just reading. It's still not gonna work, guy. Stop trying if it didn't work. Oh, it's so, yeah. What? Okay. We're up second now. Let's see. Is Droll actually good versus Runic? Reading is hard. Is Droll actually good versus Runic? I'm not sure. I think Ash is. I think Droll isn't. Let's go. Let's go the full blowout. Let's try that. Let's try that. Nice, we opened it. They're searching a Runic. I think I have to hit that. It's my only point of interaction. This is their easiest fountain. They have a Dispelling. That's fine. They'll have the Hugin for the Duster. You can make it so they don't draw Fountain for one turn. Yeah. I thought about that too, but apart from that, draw is not that impactful. Because if... Oh, that... Wow. Those mills. Because if we stop them from drawing on their turn, they'll just draw on our turn. It doesn't make a huge difference. The number of Runic spells they access to doesn't change. Oh. 1 Day of Peace. It's, Runic Stun. Runic Stun. I Snore. Card Destruction. I mean... Okay. They did that knowing it could draw us into another Ash Blossom, by the way. Night Sword! What? Stop! Illegal. Okay. Hey, no fissure. Yeah. No, we can play under this. We can play under this. Let's go for the Naya, see what happens. Naya goes off. Get the curse engraved. That's good. So, did we lose our Mega Corella? We didn't. We did lose the Singularity. That does hurt, but... Let's go for our Leos. Let's send our Misk. Now, 1, 2... There's the Mega Corella anyway. Lost a Fenrir. Now. I think we can still play. I don't want to just scoop. We did lose that, but we can instead go for the curse. They have no monsters engraved, so this is really nice for us. Curse, target the Naya, summon that out. Use that Naya, get a search. It's too bad they don't have hand traps. I should have taken the talent out, actually. Should have taken the talent out. Shouldn't have left that in. Same for the call by. We knew they didn't have hand traps, but I left it in. They ripped our thing. Yeesh. We could use this just to get the Nephilibus out of our deck. But I don't want to just waste it for no reason either. They don't have a battle phase. Our monsters are relatively safe. I guess setting back row is kind of dumb because now they can smashers. Or destruction. They can destruction. But if we set 3, it's a little harder. They haven't used flashing fire, so going into shock trooper here is a little risky. But I also kind of like that it fills up our graveyard. So let's go for the shock trooper. We can go battle phase. This was dumb. I kind of thought yeah, there's the flashing fire. But that's kind of okay. We will use this effect. Send this. Put an A counter on there. Lose our guy, and now that's going to float. It's going to float into a curse. Who, at the very least, can take that down. They are definitely trying to mill us out. If we hadn't set the called by, we could called by the Hugin here, and they wouldn't be able to use it, but oh well. We'll pass turn there. Tip. Yikes. What was our first hand like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First hand was good. Man, all of our good monsters. All of our monsters. 3 more cards to hand for you. Goodbye, board. Soul absorption, that's so dumb. You're gonna make me draw 1 card. Yeah, they're gonna mill us out this turn. That's okay. There's a fountain. That's 4 more off our deck. We're gonna scoop it up. I don't need to sit through that to see where this is going. Okay, we're up first. Take that out, take that out, take that out. Take that out, take that out, take that out. We're up first. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Let's stop them from adding cards. Or we could try to imperm, but they really only have the 1 card. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this. Going first. No hand traps. Very cool deck. Very cool. Though, as long as they didn't side super insanely, they shouldn't have anything here for interruption. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going for that Leos. Leos is going to set us our singularity. All right, good hand. Yep, exactly my thoughts. Leos, sending. Yep, they have no... They're either toggling off very skillfully, or they really do have no hand traps. I think it's the latter. They're playing the Morganite. You know, they're trying for those draws. Summon out an Archosaur. If they play Nib, after Daybreak, can you do something? It sort of depends. Honestly, probably not. Just speaking genuinely, but if we know they have Nib, we are capable of playing with that in mind. So what we could do is we could set up a Dolka before they Nib. It's not necessarily easy for us, but that would be my idea, because what we could do is, say we open Fenrir, we could spec Fenrir, get the Leos on board, and then Leos could manipulate some levels. It's not foolproof at all, but that would be a good way of doing it. Nib is just a hard card for us to play into, for sure. Apo is another card we can access relatively easily. Okay, we're gonna do the combo right this time. Check it out. Right here. Right here. Use that slicer effect. Pick up the trap card. We are getting some good luck. We're not drawing our Animadorn. We're not drawing our trap cards. Gotta appreciate that. Let's set that down. Let's spec you out right now. Put that in the board. Gonna use that Daybreak because we already sent the Mega Corella to the graveyard with that Snake Rain. We are free to send but oh, we don't have the Knight Sword. That hurts. That hurts. Before with Therion Empress, you could go the Slicer combo after getting nibbed. Because with Therion Empress, you can go in the Slicer combo after getting nibbed. How? So you do Daybreak, make a bunch of tokens. How are you making nib or making the Slicer combo with just Alasia? Could summon Nephilibus. We're not going to. Ooh, I should have summoned Nephilibus here. That was sorry, I was kind of reading, so I didn't even notice. Yeah, we could have had a free Nephilibus. That would have been awesome. That would have been better. We would have had a huge board. But honestly, Nephilibus just on its own. Nope, not Mask. You. Nephilibus on its own doesn't do that much for us. Alright. Enjoy. Runic opponent. What's really nice is there's really no way for them to get rid of this guy before we make use of it either. Of the Shock Trooper. Even if they tried to destruction it, this is a cost. So if we activate it before, they're not getting that. If they activate it after, they're not getting that. So we've had an Omni, 2 card negates, an Ash, and none of their monsters connected with their effect. So their Hugin has already seen to. What is this? Cannot declare an attack. That's fine. We can just negate that during our turn once they activate something. Fissure is less fine. This is a discard? Yeah. Reload. Do I Ash reload? I don't think so. Any... No, I don't think so. You want to negate his effect? I think not. Two cards. What you got? I'm just not going to let you access Fountain, opponent. It's not gonna happen. Soul absorption, sure. Cringe deck, prepare to die. Here we can create a bunch of resources and set up a unicorn. Do we even have any Ogdoadic back row left in our deck? We should. We should still have one more Lily in there. Summon out the curse. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that's pain. We just need one more card. What's funny is we can actually go for some battle damage here. Curse, getting in for the attack. So what I should have done there was, on the activation of Soul Absorption, I should have negated Messenger of Peace and gone for lethal. That's what I should have done, because Lars can be activated when an opponent activates a card effect. I see no reason not to hit them with, oh, 1 Day of Peace, right? No. Oh no, they just healed the exact amount of damage that we dealt. During end phase. This is if a card is banished, gain 500 LP. We'll go like this. We'll search the Leos. Leos will let us get a card banished, triggering the Soul Absorption as a mandatory activation, I believe. Use your effect. Send that to the graveyard. Just kidding. Alright. Time to die. In a video game. Yeah, GG. Get out of here with your runic stunning me. Nice. Very nice. Very happy with this deck. Do we think we have room for a Barone? I think we do. Because I never play this Dweller. Alternatively, one of these guys could maybe come out. I don't know that we need both of these. But the Dweller, the Dugaris, maybe. Maybe the Dugaris. The Dugaris seems pretty win more, although it can res the Nephilibus. We are pretty good at doing that. Let's cut the Dweller and see if we miss it. I mean, you haven't played against a graveyard deck yet. Yeah. It's also about when we make rank 4s, they're oftentimes on our follow-up turn, I would say. You know, rank 4s that aren't just like King of the Feral Imps. And so, how likely are we to make a Dweller in a case where it really stuns somebody? Alternatively, we could cut the Dolka, but I kind of like having it in there. Our X-Strike is pretty vulnerable to Kashtira. If we go up against a Unicorn, they can rip us up pretty easily. We have a lot of fragile targets if they know what to rip. So that's a little scary. I think that's probably a good place to call the stream. We are 7-0. That's for matches. That's not duels. We have dropped a duel or two on the stream, so. But as far as matches, we're doing really well. So I just want to say thank you everybody for coming out. This has been a really fun stream. I feel pretty good about this deck list. I still want to do some experimentation. There are still things that I think I would change, but having the 2 Archosaur feels really good. We felt consistent. We didn't full brick very much. Even bricking on Fenrir is gas because he's so powerful. So we'll mess more with it. We've got some time before the regional, and I want to make sure we're going with the best deck list we can. So until next stream, I'll see ya.